If your pension pot is starting to get to a decent size, it might not be long until you could be taxed a whopping 55%. The lifetime allowance, or LTA, is essentially a limit on the size of your pension. The current limit is £1,073,100. Go over this limit and your money could suffer significant tax penalties. It includes any contributions you make to your pension, as well as the growth of your fund, and is applied across both defined benefit schemes and more normal defined contribution pensions. Fortunately, the tax penalties will only apply when you come to take the money out. However, they are pretty steep. If you take any income over the LTA as a lump sum, it will be taxed at an eye-watering 55%. If instead you take it as a regular income, that could soften the blow slightly, as it will be taxed at 25%, although that will be on top of your marginal rate. So if you're an additional rate taxpayer, it could even cost you almost 60%. So I can already hear you thinking, I don't need to worry about that. £1 million is ages away for me. Well, maybe reconsider that one. If you have £700,000 in your pension, even if you completely stopped contributing and it grew at around 5% a year, your pot would be over the £1 million mark in just over 7 years. Not that long at all, really. And if you were contributing, say, £1,000 a month, you'll have in excess of £1 million in just 6 years. So the lifetime allowance can creep up on you pretty quickly and unexpectedly. It's so important to not get complacent, as if you don't want the LTA to affect you, really you have to plan ahead. Ultimately, depending on your objectives, there may come a point where it makes sense to stop contributing to your pension and make use of some of the other tax wrappers available to you. And I stress that stopping contributing to your pension certainly does not mean stopping investing and saving entirely, which is another mistake people commonly make. It just means shifting your strategy slightly. Other things that may be suitable could be taking your tax-free cash earlier than planned to ensure the growth on this doesn't take you closer to the lifetime allowance. And of course, you can consider how to use anything over the LTA for generational planning. Generally though, the lifetime allowance can get extremely complicated, particularly once you start taking income, or if you have multiple schemes of different types. If you have a pension at this sort of level, really you absolutely should be working with a financial advisor, as if you're not careful, you could get yourself into real trouble. So if you've got a decent pension pot and don't want to get taxed at 55 or even upwards of 60%, take some advice and plan ahead, because remember, your money really does matter.